Shalom, everybody. Welcome to today's broadcast. It's been an interesting week. So there is I just want to say that Trump will be president, despite the rigging that's going on with the votes. Trump has known that the votes have been rigged, and he's put in a system to expose the rigging through watermarks on the back of the votes. So they are going to be exposed. The Democrats, the dirty, rotten Democrats. That's what they are. After Trump will be elected, however God does that is up to God, but God has clearly shown me he will be the next president of the United States. And, God has shown me as well that there's going to be huge joy, massive joy, and I mean massive joy, caught on video and audio when he is announced as the president of the United States. The reason there's going to be huge joy is there's a lot of people doubting that he will be the president because the fake news media are pushing Biden all the time. So you're not to be afraid. I know it's frustrating watching the rigging and all that sort of stuff, but this is what they do. They were rigging it the last time. I campaigned for Trump. This is my old hat I got done up and I wore it for 3 months. I campaigned for him for 7 months and I wore this hat for 3 months. It says 100% Trump on it. And boy, did I get abuse, I can tell you, for wearing it. There was 2 days I had to take it off because the anxiety was so high with the shouting and the abuse I was getting. And one American man physically tried to attack me in Trinity College when I was wearing it, but it didn't work because, let's just say I've got a wall of angels around me that come down as a barrier. I've seen it twice, once in relation to Trump, and secondly, in relation to homosexuality, defending living correctly and not taking something because they were supporting homosexuality. And again, the two men that tried to attack me, a wall came down. It was a wall of angels protecting me. So it's very frustrating watching the rigging and knowing that they have, as per usual of the Democrats, because they're full of pedophiles, and wicked evil party are trying to rig the election, but Donald Trump will be the next president of the United States. There is no ifs, there's no buts, and there's no maybes about that. God is very certain about that. And, days ago, you only have to pray for a certain time until you feel, God told me it's not over, but he also told me it is finished. It is finished. It's done. God's decided he's going to be president. It is finished. That's what I kept getting from the Lord. It's done. It's already done. So it's a matter of how God gets him elected now. It could be a number of weeks before he's declared president. But when he comes back as president, God's shown me he's going to be like the Karate Kid. He's going to be fierce. There's going to be absolutely he's just going to be like, boom, boom, boom. Fauci, gone. Okay. All the rest of them gone. God said he's going to come back. No more bullshit. He's going to be like triple what he is and what he has been. Because remember, he's already had 4 years getting used to the role as president. He's going to come back on fire. And I mean on fire. You're going to see him. I already said this ages ago that he was going to overturn Roe versus Wade within a year and a half of his re-election. So the abortion law will be overturned. That was brought in the year I was born. 60 million children are murdered since then in America. Okay, so that will be overturned, and that is one of the reasons why there's such demonic warfare against him being re-elected. But one of the main reasons why there's such demonic warfare for Trump being re-elected, and a lot of people don't realize this, is because one of his principal reasons that God has put Trump in power is to protect Israel. Okay, yes, it's to protect the unborn. Yes, it's to protect Christians, but people don't understand the power and the significance of Israel to God. Trump has been put in there to protect Israel. Israel has to expand its borders to take back land that was already given to them under the covenant of Abraham. Okay, this is a godly thing. Jerusalem is the apple of God's eye. Israel is God's land. Okay, it's a promised land, and they're going to have to take more land. So that's why God needs somebody godly who is chosen by God, put in place by God to overturn the abortion bill, to protect, number one, to protect Israel, number two, to overturn that abortion bill, and number three, to protect Christians and democracy in the USA. And even if Trump is saying things, in terms of vaccines and stuff like that, I'm telling you, when he gets reelected, it's going to be boom, boom, boom. and it's going to be so fast and furious. He's going to be like the Fast and the Furious. I mean, most business people are very clear minds and they move fast anyway on things. But you're going to see someone rocket fire making change. I really mean this. He's not going to care because they're so dirty. And look how wrecked he looks at the moment. They're so dirty, trying to deny liberty and justice to the American people. And it was a landslide. It was a landslide. They stopped the voting at 3 a.m. It just froze. I was watching it. So you honestly think, we were watching it, and Texas, Biden says he's going to destroy the oil industry in Texas. And you honestly think people in Texas voted for Biden? Not a chance. And it was really high, the percentage for the Democrats. I was just like, this is ridiculous. It's so obviously, I knew in the middle of the morning it was being rigged. But the last time it was rigged as well. But what happened the last time was they didn't think that there was going to be such a wave of voters for Trump the last time. So they didn't rig it enough. Ireland's elections have all been rigged. Our referendums have both been rigged. And most of the political ones are rigged as well. So it's very easy to rig a vote, okay? But Trump has out-Trumped them. He has had the smarts to know that they're going to rig it. And he's set up, basically, he's watermarked. He's put a special mark on the ballots that are actually genuine. So all the ballots that have been put in illegally by the Biden team will now be exposed, okay? It'll show that Trump won by a landslide, okay? So that's why there's going to be, God showed me, huge joy, because some Christians have given up as well. Huge joy, God said, through video captured and through audio. And but also the other side are going to manifest, as they always do. Anger, rage, and lunacy is the 3 words I think God gave me for the other side, okay? Which is paid by George Soros and the Clintons and people of that wicked nature. So I just say, look, just hang tight. God's already decided that he's president, all right? So it's just pray for the man himself, his family, and his team, and for justice, that justice will prevail, and that the schemes of the enemy will not work, and that Jesus wars on his behalf, okay? But, you know, I got this done out for the first campaign. His Holy Spirit spoke to me very clearly and said, you must campaign for him. You must use your skills to campaign for him. So I did. Me and maybe 5 other people in Ireland were Trump supporters at the time. And anyway, I'm glad I did it, despite all the abuse I got at that time. It wasn't nice. And but I'm so glad I did it. It was worth it. And you know, this time around, I didn't feel led that I needed to campaign for him in any way, apart from a few subtle things. But I didn't feel the need, because I knew God had his back, and I knew the American people, their spirits were being touched to vote for the righteous candidate, who is Donald Trump. Yeah. So when he will be pronounced president, I don't know, but I do know he will be the president. And the Lord gave me a vision while I was after I campaigned for him, of meeting him, his wife, and his son. I saw the room, I saw the corridor. I've only had 4 visions in my life. That was one of them. So it's got to come through. So it's Trump will be the president, and by golly, he is going to come back on fire. I really mean this. You ain't seen nothing yet. And it's also going to massively boost the morale of America, and people will start to spend, because they'll be going, oh, thank God it's not Biden. Thank God it's not Biden. Because remember, he got a landslide. So the majority of the people in America have voted for him. So now the majority of people are seeing that the other side are trying to steal their votes. That doesn't bode well for anyone. You know, so you're going to see a huge amount of spending when he gets re-elected as well. So it's going to boost the economy of America, and you're going to see him draining the swamp more and more. And as the swamp gets drained in America, it's going to get drained in Ireland as well, because they're interconnected. Ireland, Israel, US, England, probably the most important 4 countries, and Germany, of course, as well. Very important countries at this time, Israel. But it's like, wow. You know, God often moves just at the last minute. On the 3rd day, boom. Okay, so just when people kind of have given up, then it's boom. So, There's been huge prayer intercession all over the world. And by the way, that madness and lunacy and rage and anger that I talked about, that the Lord showed me would happen after he gets pronounced the president, would be worldwide. It's not just in America, okay? Because these people are nuts, okay? They have the spirit of the Antichrist in them, and the loony comes out, okay? The loony left. That's what they're called, the loony left, libtards, retards. So you've got lots to look forward to. You've got an abortion bill that's going to be overturned. You're going to get, you're going to have a decent president and a very decent vice president. And yeah, you're not going to get the man who can't string a few words together. I mean, he should be retiring, or as my friend who's a senior doctor said, he should be assessed. She's being nice. He should be assessed. So yeah, so it is done in the heavenlies. God's already decided, right, that he will be the next president. How God does it could go to a court case, Supreme Court, whatever, I don't know. But it's he's going to be the next president, so you need not worry. So I think, to be honest, people are frustrated at the moment, and they're fed up of the news of Corona and Trump. Just gets sick of it. Listen, you're tired of listening to it, to be honest. But of course, it is important, and it's very important who we have in power. And if the Biden-Trump had have got in, it was over for America. Not just America, the world. It was over, finished. They're so wicked and so evil. If Biden had got in, that was it. You're talking about Islamic State. You're talking about full chip vaccination, mark of the beast, and rolling this very fast. Okay, you're talking about promoting wickedness of the highest order. You're talking about full birth abortion everywhere. You're talking about homosexuality, trisexuality, all this bullshit. Promoted, okay? So you're talking about a very evil state if Biden was to get in. But what you're also looking forward to now is Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama, and all the rest of them up before the courts and put in jail if they don't suicide out before then, okay, for the crimes that they have committed against children and against the state of America and against God, more importantly. So there's lots to look forward to for America, but I'm very excited for America because it's coming. There's going to be, warfare before it comes. It could be false flags and all that stuff, the usual stuff that they pull off. But what will come out of it is very good. And as I said to you, I just get this vision. Trump, the Democrats are satanic. You know that they're satanic. I heard this guy saying the Democrats doing a great job. He's obviously a libtard, but it's Trump will be the next president. There is no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Despite all their rigging, they will. But isn't it unreal the way the Irish public are so mind controlled? It's absolutely frightening. The media is going to be under such judgment from God, not just in Ireland, but in America and all across the world. So you should not be watching it. It's a heap of crap, and that comes from me. I'm a trained journalist. So do not watch it. Turn it off. There's other decent outlets out there that you can tune into. So listen, the news is frustrating. We're tired of the drama, the massive drama. It's always drama, drama, drama. But I believe God has said to me very clearly, Trump will be re-elected for 4 years, and he'll have Mike Pence standing strongly on his right side, and that's where the power is. Remember, often the second command is just as powerful as the first. Okay, so do not underestimate Mike Pence. So that's it. I just wanted to do a little broadcast to let you know what I thought and what I've been hearing from the Lord in terms of this election, and bring it on. And as I said, once he is elected, you're going to see the words that I got from the Lord is huge joy, and probably relief, because America will be given mercy by God. And, God doesn't have to give mercy to someone, but there's enough praying people in America and around the world praying for America to give it mercy for now. What happens in the future is different, but for now, I believe God has given and issued mercy to America. All right. God bless you for now. Have a nice day.